What's the tea, everybody? Welcome to Fridays at a Drag, and today's Friday, and we're back again to the series. And in today's episode, we're doing Miss Vanjie entrance look from RuPaul's Drag Race All Star Season 9, and this is where we came to. So this is requested by one of my subscribers, and also I've been playing this look as well. So we're gonna discuss in depth ish how to do Miss Vanjie look. So if you guys are interested, then keep on watching. If you don't know me, I'm Elaina. I was on Painted with Raven Season 2, available Wow Presents Plus right now. So on my channel, you'll find different drag looks, makeup tutorials. Just check it out later. So let's get right into this. So we're going to start with the eyebrows. I put the eye primer on, and this is more or less straight. I might have to play with it when I have the rest of the makeup on. That's what always happens. So when you're doing somebody else's makeup and you're trying to do their makeup is one thing, but when you're trying to do impersonation of their face, it's a different thing. I usually do just the makeup for the drag queens, but sometimes I do a little more of an impersonation when the features fit. Miss Vanjie's face is square. When you look at mine, is more of a heart shape, long and more narrow here. She has a beautiful, strong jawline. I have a cap here anyway. She has a beautiful, strong jawline, quite square. I'm just looking at her picture, and she has the same boy face as a girl face. And what I mean is she doesn't change anything drastically. So when you say you want to look like you have a Miss Vanjie look, it's difficult to say whether you want to do the makeup like her or you want to look like her, because she's very attractive, but you gotta have similar face shape and similar features. Like she has hooded eyes, she uses her own eyebrows, beautiful eyebrows. I'm very jealous, I have none. But anyway, and she uses her own features because she doesn't really alter them with makeup that much. So when you look at her boy picture, I might even insert out of makeup and in makeup, and you'll see it's nearly identical, just more snatched and feminine. So she really doesn't alter much. She's just naturally beautiful, but she altered her features to be more feminine. But we're gonna try to do the makeup look, which is not very specific, and that's not in a bad way, but her makeup is not very different from any other queen. What makes her different is her, of course, it's her face. But we're gonna do the makeup looks. Her eyebrows is a little lower because, again, she uses her boy eyebrows. So this is one of the rare occasions when I actually am going to lower my brow. I'm gonna use Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Stick and Mink, and we're gonna go a little lower. I mean, I have almost no eyebrow hair, because I used to have an eyebrow tattoo which I laser removed, and my eyebrow hair was already sparse, and I think the laser tattoo removal like killed all my hair follicles. Now I just draw my eyebrows in with a pen usually. So you see, I'm going like over my brow and maybe just a little lower. And her eyebrows are pretty short. She doesn't really extend them too far, and the tail is very short, and it's very, very, very straight. Mostly straight with slight tilt up. So something like this. So when I do the creams, I usually just do the sketch. And then when I have my makeup on, then I can kind of play with proportions and maybe kind of change. A little change here and there. But for now, this is it. And she does her eyes first. If you ever watch the workroom during the episodes, you'll see she does the eye makeup first, and then she does foundation. Girl, she's my girl. so this is it. She does like a nice fade out, but again, that's her own eyebrows. So she has like a kind of thinner in the beginning and thicker at the end. Natural eyebrow, pretty much. So let's get into the eye makeup look. So I started in the makeup look over here. It's very simple. It's just a cut crease, and it's not blended into the outer corner. Usually she leaves that space for, for the cut crease, kind of like cat eye. So we're gonna use Blend Bunny. I mean, any neutral palette will do. She usually does neutral look, so there's nothing like colorful or anything. So I'm gonna use Blend Bunny blends just because I haven't used this in a while. It has a nice row of all neutrals here. So I'm gonna use this shade over here. It's called Depth Mama Bear, And I'm gonna use First Kiss, which is like a kind of a very warm brownish light color, and might use black at the end, we'll see. So again, very simple cut crease. I'm gonna go into my crease just into the socket of the eye. Again, we have different eye shapes, so keep in mind, if you don't have hooded eyes, your eyes are gonna look different. So with that kind of makeup, you have to think about your eye shape and how deep. Like my depth is very deep, so my shape is gonna look different. So I have to do my makeup slightly differently to achieve the similar look. So we're gonna go right close to the nose because that's what she does. Just kind of sketching the shape. This is a very dark color, so I'm applying it sparingly. So that's pretty much general swoop shape up. And again, it doesn't go all the way up to the temples. Kind of stops the eyebrows. And her eyebrows are already pretty short, so I'm just gonna keep it very nice and tight. And blend it a little bit. I'm gonna add light color. Connect it to the outer corner, but I'm not blending it in. I'm just connecting it to create this triangle look. Make sure you check your eyes straight up. Open your eyes, check straight forward, and also look at the side. Because when you look sideways, sometimes this line can be like lifted up, you know what I mean? Because it looks normal here, but because of the curves of the face, it looks different sideways, and then you have all kind of weird dents. Usually you can't really win in this situation, so you kind of have to make sure it looks okay on both sides. But since we're not flat, our faces are not paper, it looks different from all sides, so you have to kind of see where it looks completely crooked so you can balance it out. So I'm going to use Makeup Revolution eyeshadow base in the shade Light to cut the crease, and yes, this is old and I had it for a few years and it's still going. I have a lot of eyeshadow bases, so I can't really go through all of them. So this is great for cutting crease because it's very light. It's not white, but it's very close. I'm looking at Miss Vanjie eyelid, and some pictures it looks real light, almost white. Some a little more flesh toned. I put white here, but it doesn't really matter. It's the shape most important, not the colors. So you want to create the right shape. So setting this with cream and sugar, which is white, and Blend Body. And Blend Body white is no joke. Some whites and some brands are just like a little translucent something. Blend Body, I'm not shitting you. It's gonna be white. I love Blend Body. If you guys never tried Blend Body palettes, the indie brand, you're missing out. It's amazing, every single one. So yeah, so this is your shape, and we're gonna put a little white under the brow bone as well and blend this out. So now we're adding the eyeliner, and I'm gonna tight line with Nervina Chroma Sticks, and this is black. So in that hand we're gonna do the waterline as well. This Vanjie is pretty much black all around, and maybe it's blended under the eye a little bit. I did a very subtle thin eyeliner on the upper eyelid. She doesn't do like a real thick eyeliner, very, very natural, subtle. And we're gonna blend the lower lash line with the black, Nevermore. So I'm still going with the same palette. I like to set all the chroma sticks supposed to be waterproof, but you know, they never really stay, none of them do. So I just like to kind of tap a little bit of eyeshadow, and then I'm gonna use Intuition, the gray one, mixed with Truth, kind of neutral gray to blend out the under the eyes. So this is why this is so much better to do eyes first. Now I can clean up under the eyes and clean up extra thickness because this eyeliner is thicker than this one, so I can make it a little thinner, and this one is a little lower, and this one is longer, I think, so I can make it shorter, and we can go into the base. So I'm applying foundation. I already primed myself. This is just NARS foundation. This is color Stromboli. Yes, I did get the wrong color for myself. It's too yellow, and I do realize it's too yellow, but I just want to go through this foundation. Obviously, I cannot wear it in real life because it looks too weird. So I'm just gonna use it for makeup drag tutorials since we can do whatever. And once I put the highlight color on, you won't be able to see this too yellow, you know what I mean? And Miss Vanjie is very tan, and my self-tanner is already washing off, so there you go. Applying concealer highlight. So this is Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is one Magic Touch concealer. It's very, very light. It's not white, but it's very close. I'm just looking at the picture and see what it looks like. Looks like it's kind of like straight sideways, not real rounded. I don't know. Maybe it's just a picture, but trying to emulate her highlight. I mean, it's like everybody's. The lip, the under eyes, a little bit on the chin, maybe, but not much. I'm actually looking at her entrance look. That's what I've been looking at. So let's do some contour. I'm using the same Anastasia Beverly Hills contour stick as I used for the eyebrows. Oh, by the way, I darkened my eyebrows with a powder, Anastasia Beverly Hills powder brow palette. I pretty much just went over the shape, so not much to show here. So I'm making my forehead smaller because my forehead is huge and her face is more of a round square and like not as long. So she's blessed with a small forehead, actually. I think, in my opinion, it's pretty small compared to mine. So we're trying to make it smaller. I'm gonna put it on my chin to make my chin look shorter. Now I'm not gonna contour here because if I contour here, my face is gonna look even more narrow and more angular, and obviously she has a jaw, like a square jawline, and it's very typical for most men, I would say, but I find it very attractive. Some females have it too, and I love the strong square jawline, but we don't have that, so I'm not gonna go there and do any kind of lines. So instead of contouring my face straight down, we're gonna contour more of a horizontal to make the face more boxy, like Miss Vanjie. So I'm gonna kind of go like this. Now her nose contour is very subtle. I was looking through different pictures and there's like no lines or anything. I think she does of a more like a bronzy tone in the middle, like, you know, she just stamps it on and then she goes with a little line because it looks like a very warm, like a stripe, almost like a dark stripe. I know this kind of technique, like to put brown poop on the nose and put the light in the middle. I think she does that, but it's not very dark. So I'm gonna go to my Aesthetica contour, green contour palette, and probably like between these two colors, this one I panned already. They're not super dark, so I'm kind of brave using the same big brush, but oh, might be a little too dark, but it's alright. We can always blend this out. So I think this is what she does. Pretty much should have used my finger. And then I'm gonna put light in the middle and blend this all out. So I'm using Kimchi Shake Contour and Tony just to reinforce it. Again, her contours are not the most like sharp, defined. I mean, they're defined. What I mean is they're not too harsh. They're mostly like very subtle. So I'm just adding a little bit of contour because we already have a lot of green shown through. So I reinforce the forehead because the forehead needs to be smaller. Just applying bronzer on top of it because she's very bronzed and she's very warm. So I'm using Kimchi Shake. I went to my enemy, my go-to bronzer, and she's very blushed as well. Most pictures, again, I'm going through the same shape, more of a horizontal rather than vertical, so not to make my face even longer than it is. So for the blush, I'm going with something I haven't reached for in a while, and this is e.l.f. and it's called Always Cheery Primer Infused Shimmer Blush. It doesn't come out on camera, at least not on my screen. I can't really see how bright it is, but it is very nice and bright in real life. So what I did off camera is add a little mascara, and also I mean, it might look weird, but this is like for, well, impersonations to make my face look a little more shaped like hers. I put a little brown, like a dark brown pencil, eye pencil in my nostrils. And yes, it's not gonna look good in real life, but for like Instagram, for video, it's fine. But it's gonna give my nostrils a similar shape. My nostrils are mostly up and down, and her nostrils are more like horizontal, more up in here. So I created a little more similar nostril shape. I mean, it's not much, but it adds a little bit. So her lips mostly neutral. I'm looking at different pictures and overlined. Her lips are nice naturally. So we could overline. She overlines kind of rounded on top, and I like it for myself as well. I don't like too much of a cupid bow usually. So I'm gonna kind of, this is Anastasia Beverly Hills Chai, and she does a lot of brown lip liner. So for the first lipstick, I used the Ashton, and now we make a cat appearance. Mimi just jumped in. Mimi, this is real bad timing. I got glue in my eyelashes, you know what that means? I've got glue chill in my eyelashes while I'm doing lipstick. So this is stripped. I'm gonna put that in the middle to make them lighter. So this is what we got so far. I don't have her entrance look, excuse the beeps. I don't have anything like her entrance look, that white jacket with the falling off, the little gold specks are falling off of it. But we're gonna make some Vanjie-esque, you know? So I'll be right back. And here's reveal for you, Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. There you go. I mean, of course, it's always crafty, but it kind of gives you the vibe. She had a similar thing, the jewelry and the wig. This wig is on its last leg, so I actually did cut it like this to make it extra similar, but it doesn't matter because it was very cheap. Very cheap. It was like $17 on Amazon, I think. It's heart front, and I've been using it for different like looks whenever I need a brown thing. So this is her entrance look, obviously, when she had that dingly jacket, which I don't have, but this is kind of gives you a vibe. That's pretty much it. It's very simple, like I said. There's not much to it. What makes Miss Vanjie is her face as a boy. She's very attractive, like I said in the beginning, so that's what makes her her. Obviously, like everybody else, you know, what makes a drag queen the way they are is their initial face shape, unless they change them completely, like Bianca Del Rio or Trixie, where they change everything just to make a mask on. Otherwise, you can't really recognize them because it's their face, obviously. So there you go, Miss Vanjie look. So let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and follow me on social media. All the links are down below. Subscribe if you haven't yet, ring notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you guys, and thank you for watching. Bye!